Hello, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful evening with us on Live with Lloyd. I am your host, Numerologist Lloyd Strayhorn, on this Monday, December the 11th. Alrighty, let me get a couple of things straight first. I want to let you know that this week's show is being brought to you by two sponsors, which is my buddy King Simon, where you applied to purchase his 3-hour recorded seminar that he did, or webinar, I should say. And I need to thank King Simon, and also Manifest on Purpose, a podcast that's very, very interesting, that deals with the subconscious mind, how to make it work. So if you've got Apple, Google, Spotify, Spreaker, or any other platform, podcast device, please go to Manifest on Purpose. And I thank these two for sponsoring this week's show. Now, today is December the 11th. The sun is in Sagittarius. The moon went into Sagittarius early this morning, I think a little after 6 a.m., I think 6:11. It's a 1 universal month, a 3 universal week, and a 3 universal day. So if you happen to be a Pisces or Sagittarius, good for you. Or if you're born on, that's totally wrong. That would be the 2nd, the 3rd, the 11th, the 12th, the 20th, the 21st, the 29th, and the 30th of the month. Okay, I can tell Mercury's going to be retrograde in a couple of days. In fact, my guest, Kalia Washington, a famous astrologer, is going to be talking about it is the last retrograde for the year. Okay, so that is one of the things. So anyway, now I'm always catching something for life. It's interesting. Anyway, excuse me, everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening. I decided to do something which normally baffles a lot of people. Used to baffle me, is what kind of gift to give somebody. I do have in my book, Numerology and Gift Giving. I look at some of them, and if you can see, some of them is very archaic, like a VCR. I don't think they make VCRs anymore. Another thing. So I decided to do some updates. But what I think it will do is, before I tell the possible gifts, and there are tens of thousands of gifts. So I'm going to name some sampling of gifts. That's it. Just touch on some to give you an idea, maybe to trigger your thoughts if you haven't bought your special loved one or special family member or special coworker, neighbor, or supervisor a gift. And that is to tell you the characteristics. So I'm going to start with the number one person. So for those out there who are born on the 1st, the 10th, the 19th, or the 28th of the month, or if you come under the signs of Leo, Aquarius, and Aries, thank you. What it simply means is that normally when you get something for a number one person, they like things that are very original, hard to get, or one of a kind, and the newest, okay? So what I decided to do is do something a little different. I'm saying, okay, so what happens if you give a gift for number one man or number one woman? So if it's a number one, I've got to turn just a little bit, because I want to put some new additions. So for the women, I guess you get fashionable eye frames, especially for those who wear glasses, jewelry, slippers, candlesticks, humidifier, jewelry box. For the men, though, watches, caps, hats, rings, bracelets, ties, gloves, razors, things of that nature. They would be best to get those kinds of things. Now, for a number two person that is born on the 2nd, the 2nd, the 11th, the 20th, or the 29th of the month, or if they come under the sign of Cancer, normally they like things, if you can buy them gifts that shows thoughtfulness, attention to details, consideration. Because with twos, the little thing goes a long, long way. So if you can do that, that would be perfect. So for the women, though, they can get a bedside clock, they get linens and sheets, a nice perfume set, bathroom puzzle set, food containers, stationery. For the men's, you can get them a hobby set, a laptop, get them something like a water filter, electronics, or some collectibles of some kind that could start them in a hobby. Now, what about the number three person? That is for those who are born on the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st or the 30th of the month, or if you come under the signs of Pisces or Sagittarius. Well, normally, if you got this person, they normally like to get something that's bright and shiny and entertaining, things of that nature, and also the latest. Okay, because threes like fads. Whatever's the latest of this, the latest of that. Like the number one would not want to know what's the newest of this or the newest of that. So anyway, for the men, they should get a camera, entertainment center, audio synthesizer, big screen TV, grill, sound bar, something like that. For the women, they should get this. They call it a Go 3 action camera, I guess, for those that are into creative contents and things like that. RoboVax, that's that machine that you just turn it on and it cleans your whole house and things of that nature. Cell phones, furniture, turtlenecks, and scarves. Okay, so that would be it for them. For the number 4 person, now let me tell you about number 4s. First of all, they like everything that's very odd and unusual and conventional. And so if you can buy them something that is out of the ordinary, that's odd, that's strange, that will do well. And especially if the person's born on the 4th, the 13th, the 22nd, or the 31st, all coming under the signs of Aquarius, in a minor way Leo, and in a minor way Gemini. Well, you can get them a toolbox, electronic sets, get them a drone. Believe it or not, drones are very popular. Those mega headsets, those things you put on there and you embarrass yourself because you hit your TV by accident and all that stuff, they do well with that. Earplugs, electronic keyboards, electronic controllers. For the women, they should get unique bracelets and earring sets and pendants and microwaves and belt and a fruit bowl. Those would be things that they would like. Now, what about a number 5? Well, with 5 people, whatever you buy them, it should have some diversity to it, adaptability to it, and it should show a degree of variety mixed in as well. So if a person's born on the 5th, the 14th, or the 23rd of the month, or if you're under the signs of Gemini or Virgo, okay? So for the men, they can get an e-bike, a bike helmet, a big screen TV, a sound bar, some luggage. For the women, they can also get e-bikes, also quality writing pen sets, running shoes, jeans, travel bags as well. Okay, so that's what they would do best getting. For number 6s, well, if you're going to get something for a 6, you got to show taste, beauty, and eloquence. Now, it don't have to be like, you're going to have a Maybach parked in front of their door when they come out. But, to get some that shows class, that's how 6s are. They just have great taste. For the men, watches. For the men, slacks and sports and or gym apparel, golf clubs, some weights, things of that nature. For the women, though, light jackets, bakeware, quality sheets and linens, rather RoboVax. That's again, that automatic thing that cleans up your house, stovetop cooking, running shoes, comforters. Those would be the things that would be good for them. Now, let's say you're thinking of a number 7 person born on the 7th, the 16th, or the 25th, or if they come under the signs of Cancer or Pisces. Well, you should buy them things that that is knowledge based, first of all, very sophisticated, in depth, and most of all, interesting. All righty. So for 7, we'll start with the 7 men. Get them a Meta headset. That's that fancy thing you put on where you can interact with your TV and all that stuff. Chess set, a robe, multi-purpose jacket, also good books. Normally 7 people like to read, so those things are very good. As for the women, they need to get a good water filter system, bath towels, ticket to a getaway place. Send them somewhere where there's the sand, the sea, and the sun. They would love you for that if you can come with those tickets, okay? Overhead lights, because they like to read, plants, and wall decor. Now, if you get anything for a number 8 person, that is those that are born on the 8th, the 17th, the 26th, or if they come under the signs of Capricorn, in a minor way Aquarius, in a minor way Libra, well, they normally should get things that are very durable, functional, classical, and timeless, and things that make sense. So things like security equipment around the house. You know how you got where you tell Alexa to do this, Alexa to do that, and to lock the door. They kind of like stuff like that. Shoes, stock, property, a good armchair so they can chill and relax after a long day. That is for the men. For the women, though, the crock pot, gold necklace, silver gift certificates, blender, things of that nature. But it's got to be durable. It can't be nothing that's going to fall apart by the same time next year when you give it to them. All right. And finally, number 9 people born on the 9th, the 18th, or the 27th, or if you represent Aries or Scorpio, okay, in a minor way, Leo. Well, they need something that gives a sense of adventure, something that's global or have that universal appeal that no matter where they go, they can take it. So with the men, carving and hunting knives, hunting sets, juices, gadgets, tools, even self-defense classes, especially for the women, they get knife sets, spice sets, tickets to a long distance trip, humidifiers. There is tons of them. Now, in my book, I did have a section on gift giving, and at that time, I had a section on magazine subscriptions. I would say about 90% of them no longer exist. So I left that out too. But the point is that there's a lot of variety that you can get a person. So you may say, well, I know a number 1, but they're under the sign of Pisces. Well, you put that number along with that sign, and then that way you can mix and match gifts that would serve a purpose for the both of them. All righty. Me, it's always a kind of a thing for shopping. I think women tend to do better at the shopping, the gift giving. I notice we men, we do the best we can. You know, we get like a bottle of vino or a keg of beer or something. You know, we kind of keep it informal because we know sports is coming up for the holidays, and so we want to make sure we're current in that way. But basically, there are tens of thousands of gifts. Trust me, they're some of the most modern, unique, one of a kind gadgets that you can get. So all you got to do is go to Google, look up any gifts for men, gift for women, gift for children, gift for elders, gift for this, gift for that. No matter what selection, they have gifts for you. So, okay. So, with that said, I'm going to now get started with some other things. Alrighty. What I'm going to do is take your calls. Don't forget, and tomorrow is a new moon day. And what that means is the sun and the moon are in the same sign at the same time. So that's a new moon. Now, this time of the year right now is known as Sagittarius. So those on the other side of the spectrum, 180 degrees apart, which is Gemini, would would um would be at the lowest points. In other words, all Geminis will be at their lowest point. They would be at the bottom of the bell curve right now. So the next month, that would be January. So Capricorns will be Cancers will be at the bottom. Everybody goes through this. There's the highs and then there's the lows. And then, as you know, in February of next year, it will be the year of the dragon. And Chinese, the Chinese New Year always starts in 2 things to keep note: always on a new moon day and always under the sign of Aquarius. And this year is the year of the dragon. So for those of you dragon people out there, God bless you. It all depends on what metal you are: wood, steel, water, whatever. And but it is the year for dragons, and people associated with that, like monkeys, I think, get along with dragons. Tigers, I think, get along with dragons. Whoever it is. One day I might do a piece on on Chinese astrology. I am not that good at all, so I'm not going to front. Maybe I might gloss on it, touch on it, but I'm not going to act like I'm the authority figure on it. But I do know my Chinese sign. I do know that next year is going to be the year of the dragon. And so for those of you dragons out there and dragonettes, all the best to you. All righty. So what I'm going to do now is open up the phones. But as I said, by the way, that on Wednesday, we're going to have this famous astrologer that I've been knowing for decades. Literally, she is the best of the best. And she's going to be talking about some planets that, in fact, Pluto has just entered Aquarius and going to stay there till 2044. It's going to be there for New York minute. And so there's going to be a lot of transformative things that are going around it. Normally, with Capricorns, with a sign of Aquarius, which is the revolutionary planet, and Pluto, which is the transformative planet, I should say Aquarius is the sign, that there's going to be a lot of upheaval where losers become winners and winners become losers. So those who may be riding at the top they may have to take a shift. And those that have been down and out will probably see a considerable shift in a very upward direction. Okay. So whatever it is, the stars in the heaven They compel, but they don't impel. That's the saying. That the conditions are there, but you still have some control over some of the things you do. All right, to a very large degree, which is why my rule is think for yourself, or somebody will do your thinking for you. So let's turn over to the comment sections. And by the way, with Jazz Aphrodite, please, I'm gonna have her on. She's coming out with part 2 of her book. Numbers decoded, cards unfolded. I can't wait to have her on. That's going to be sooner than later. It's going to be over before this month is out. That's for sure. So she can talk about her book. It's going to be a part 2. I'm already done put a note on for 2 books already. That's how I roll with her and all my guests. I always support them. Let's start with Mailman. Who's this? Yep. Mailman 1111K, 499. It's for his girlfriend. She's 311. Thanks. She would like to share some comments. Well, first of all, she's a Pisces. So that means I don't know if you got her a gift here, but get something that's kind of like the latest, because threes like to be up to date. They don't like to be left behind. So whatever the latest gadget, the latest fashion, the latest wardrobe, the latest jeans, or whatever the case is, make sure you do that. Because she's under a number 2, which is the 11. It means simply get her things that represents that you've not just grabbed something because at the last minute and it was about to close the store, okay? Or it's December the 24th and you got less than 12 hours to get something on the 25th. But get something that shows thoughtfulness, kindness, considerations. And because the 11s are normally finicky and fussy about their eating habits, things like pottery, cookware, food containers, something like that would probably do her well. It all depends, but I can tell you this: the year that she's heading into says this is a year she's going to have to hit the brakes because she will be entering a 4 personal year. Now that's a block. That's what I call it, symbolized like a square. In other words, you got 4 directions, and and it's like you kind of hemmed in, and you got to stay in your lane. And so I call it a waste not, want not, lend not, borrow not. In other words, if you've been real heavy with the lending, I would say you need to cut that back and work with what you got, because that's what the 4 cycle does. It make you deal with what you got and to make the most of what you have in the present moment. All righty. So her numbers, by the way, my friend, mailman, excuse me, is the 3, the 2, 7, and 3, and Mondays and Thursdays are the best days. Okay. A crazy day. Anyway, let's go to the next one. Wow. And thanks for the donation. This is another donation too. That just have not saw this one. And this is Jimmy Neutron. All right, 10-5, Martez Jameson, born at 7:55 p.m. So that means the sun is in the 6th house, the house of health. Male born on a Saturday, what's in store? Now, people born on a Saturday, because I was talking about that last week, normally more reserved. They're more practical. They're more grounded in their approach to things. And yet you're a 5. Now, 5s are normally very active, energetic, spontaneous, but there's something about you where born on a Saturday will slow that energy down, where you have a look before you leap type of attitude. Okay. Not only that, but the year says you'll be entering a 5 personal year. And since you're born on the 5th and the personal year is matching your number, it means you're at the midway point between the 1 and the 9. So you're right there in the center. So this is the turnaround opportunities for you to put yourself out there, to make yourself known, to get your name out there before the public. And since it's a literary number, you should try to do some promoting, some writing, something that will really get you out there. But it does mean patience is not one of your best things. Okay. And so it just simply learn to kind of slow it down first before you make your moves. And you'll find that by doing so, you won't have to rush and then undo it. And especially since Mercury, that governs your number, is going retrograde on this Wednesday. All right. For 21 days into January the 4th or something of that nature. So it means just be careful, don't assume, you know what I mean, stuff like that. But your key numbers are the 5, 6, and 9, and your best days are always on Wednesday, Fridays, and Tuesdays. Okay. All right, let's see what we got. I need to go all the way back a second. Okay. This is Zoe. This is Zoe Alexa. And they are born February the 16th of 77. They're in an 8-person year coming up. That would be correct. Now, they said they have a 6 destiny or life path. Now, that means they must have said 2 plus 1 plus 6 plus 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 7. So I know that 1977 as a 24 takes 6 is 34. So I don't know how you got the 33. And I ain't going to argue with you at this point. I do know there is a way to determine it. And one of the ways that most people do is they count 2 plus all the way across and then add up the sum total. But if 1977 is 24, and then I add 10 to that, that's 34. And then I add 6, that's 40, 42. Really? So I don't know how you got 33, but mentally in my head, when I just added those numbers across, I added across to 42. So, but be that as it may, I'll keep it simple. The month, the day, and the year you're born says you're in the 6th grade in the school of life, which means you're here to learn to be of service to humanity, service to the community. And it also indicates that you're in the 7th. We're talking about gift giving. You need things that kind of open up your spiritual consciousness, but that more inner side of you, like a good book or going to a museum or a special theater. And I'm not just talking about movies where heads are rolling down the steps. I ain't talking about those kind of movies. I'm talking about something that raises your awareness, getting in terms of investigations, getting somewhere where there's the sand, the sea, and the sun to get away from people, to think for yourself to see what is going on and why am I doing what I'm doing. But you're right, you are entering an 8 universal year when I took the month, the day, and the year in question, 2024. And that's going to be a very powerful year to make some powerful moves. And since 8 was originally the rulership of Aquarius before they changed, because the original planetary ruler of Aquarius was Saturn until they changed it to Uranus. This will explain to some Aquarians why 8s will still be in your life in some way, shape, or form. All right. And so, with 8 being your former ruler, and then Aquarius is about to go into Pluto until 2044, that means you're in for a transformative experience, young lady, way beyond probably what you can imagine. But I wish you all the best. Your numbers, by the way, since you got 4 of them, are the 7, 2, 4, and 1. In that order, 7, 2, 4, and 1. If you go to the lottery and play that number out of order, you get some money, but you ain't gonna get the big money. I think here in New York it's about 5G. Okay. Um, Other states vary. Anyway, I thank you for that. Let's see. Okay. Um, this person here is benefits boss. I think she's been on before too. She asked last October about having her own permanent place. You said it would be October until all of 2003. Well, today is that day. Much gratitude. I guess that happened. Very good. Very, very good for you. There's so many things I tell people. They say, I told them, I said, are you sure? That's why I try to have people record it or document it by writing it down. Um, but I mean, I've had some very nice, warm testimonials to dedicating myself to doing this. But um, you said it was October, then all of 2023. Well, today is that day. Good. I hope that means that turned out very well. I guess the donation was a confirmation for it too. So thank you. Thank you very much. Alrighty. And now this is my moderator. You know how she rolls. You got to get the likes up. Okay. It's you got some people that donate, but all you got to do is donate your thumb. Yeah, donate your thumb. Okay. So all you got to do. And it's just that simple. All right. Don't cost you no money. Get the likes up so I don't have to discuss it with my moderator at the end of the show. All right. I'm doing the best I can. She's doing the best she can. And I also got to thank the Stephen Williams and a couple of others that encourage y'all to get the thumbs up. Please. Evidently, it means something for the algorithms. For me, anyway, I'll get it. But Y'all do that, please. Okay. Thank you. Let's see. Um, and I always have to thank Melanated Brown every time without flawless. She always kind of gives a greeting to start off the show, and I shade to you on that one, Melanated. I really appreciate that, Melanated Brown. She always does that. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Um, let's see. Okay. This person said they got a course from me. They'd like to get an advanced course. In February, that's my target. I'm going to give a very private one-on-one how to do this for a living. It is not easy. Ask Jazz Aphrodite. Ask King Solomon. Ask uh, Brother um, uh, Rebels Bay. There's so many people that's on my mind. There are a lot. To do this is not easy. Now, but you can do it. You can do it. The struggle may be in the first part where you ask yourself, is this really a move? Should I keep that job? But I'm here to tell you that first of all, you will never retire, because unless they blow man the kingdom come, which they're trying to do in some parts, over and above that, there's always going to be humanity walking on the face of this planet Earth. They will be born on some month, some day, some year. They won't come here any other way. Okay. Even if they say, well, it's a clone. Well, guess what? It was cloned on some month, some day, some year. So you got it. Same thing. They can't do it. Anything you set into motion has a month, a day, a year, and a time and conditions attached to it. It's unfailing. So you'll never go out of business, nor will you ever retire. And I'm finding that out for myself. So I am going to be giving it, and I'll let people know about it. It's going to be very selective. Everybody can't get into this one. You'll got to be dead serious. You're going to have to be prepared to sacrifice. You're going to have to be prepared to put in the effort. You know, you can't be half stepping with this. I take what I do very seriously. This beautiful craft that I was blessed to have and develop supported my family, paid bills, everything like that. So I take this very, very seriously. And the beautiful part of it is that I like about what I do is designed to help humanity. You can't go wrong with that. So that's one of the things. Okay. Okay. Let's see. We have Lightbird here. Lightbird is January the 20th. That means she is she's a borderline case. See the year she's born in. It's interesting. She's born on the 20th, and she's born in 1991, which is 20 also. So that means she's always in the second or third part of her life. Always be about raising people's consciousness, their awareness, did you know about this? And did you know about that? And you know what I'm saying? But it'll be like a horse leading a horse to water, that you're going to, like Bird, tell some people something, and they're just not going to get it into the moment until something knocks them on their keisters. And then it says, you know what, Lightbird, guess what? You knew exactly what you were talking about. So for those that are blessed to pay attention to the cosmic advice that you get from on high, because you don't know how you know, you just know, they will be the beneficiaries of it. For those that say, yeah, I hear what you're saying, well, that's on them. But it can't be said you didn't have that conversation. That's the point. So this year coming up is a year that matches your number. You will be entering a 2 personal year. Now, I don't know whether it's an 11. Hold on a second. I'm going to see something. Now it doesn't want to write. Hold on. 20 and then 2024. Yep, you're going to be entering a master number 11 personal year. You're going to be entering a year that's totally different than just a 2. Now, 2 is very cool. It's a transitional number, but 11 is a transformative number. It raises your awareness and takes it to a whole nother level, to the 11th power, so to speak, if there is such a thing. All right. So it means that a lot of ideas are going to come your way. A lot of things are going to really raise your awareness about things. And this 11 is composed of 2 ones. And so it's going to be a good time for you to transform your relationships with people, not make a transition, but transform it. Also transform where you have been living in terms of either your lifestyle or living arrangements, or rearranging things around and doing a feng shui. and definitely a transformation taking place at your job, new workstation, new supervisor, whatever the case is. And there's going to be a transformation in the way you do your health, because your numbers normally indicate you're finicky and fussy about your eating habits and dietary laws anyway. But your key numbers, if you are a Capricorn, your key numbers are the 2, 7, and 8. But if you're on the borderline of Aquarius, my guest is coming on uh, Wednesday, the 13th, to talk about Mercury retrograde, is born the same day as you, but she's born under the sign of Aquarius. So this is why, folks, you need to know the exact time you were born. So let's say if Lightfoot was born at 12:01 a.m. on January the 20th, she could have still been the last vestige of Capricorn. But let's say she was born at 11:59 p.m., just as you were about to hit the 12th. That means she could have been born on the very first stages of Aquarius, and it all depends on where she lives, whether here in Europe, in Asia, Africa, other parts of the world. This is why the astrologer needs that information, okay? Now, Goldie Lee says she was born on a Monday. People born on a Monday are normally very sensitive, loving, caring, sharing, romantic. They're normally kind and considerate. They normally take other people's feelings into consideration. They normally know how to look both sides of a situation. And people born on a Monday, because 2 is a healing number. And so that way you can heal through listening, through affections, through hugging, through touching. I'll be an excellent Reiki master or things of that nature too. But it tells me, Golden Lee, there's a very sensitive side to your nature, regardless of your sign. That's why the day you're born on is very, very important. Okay, now here's the thing that's interesting. She said she's born on a Monday. Monday was a sign of Cancer, and she happens to be a Cancer, but she's a Cancer. She's a water sign with a fire number. So that means there's going to be some paradoxical drama going on with you. On one day, on one hand, you'll feel the sensitivity of the Cancerian energy about you, and on another day, you'll feel the fiery energy of your fire number, which is 18, which adds up to a 9, which means you're not taking no prisoners. So it all depends on what day of the week they catch you on. And if you want a good example, just look at Wendy Williams' show, some of her past and present shows. She's born on July 18th. And there's some days she'll come into that audience and she ain't taking nothing from nobody. And then there are days she come there with some tissues because somebody didn't give her props. So, it's very interesting. But anyway, your numbers are the 9, 6, and 3. All righty. So let's go this way. Okay. This person here is Lovely L. They were born on 4/4/84. That's interesting because 1984 ends up to 22. So you actually are 4/4/4 across the board. Your Sagittarius is rising, your life path to 3. Also, your husband is born on the 22nd. So that's interesting. Now, he's probably in the very first stages of Taurus, and you're in the very first stages of Aries. So that's how I see that. Where'd you go? So that's how I'm seeing that. So in this case, since it's interesting, you're born on April the 4th, he's born on April the 22nd. So you're both 4/4. The only difference is he's born in the year 1982, which is year of the 2. Now you were born on a Wednesday. 4 gets along very well with Wednesday. Not so much 4s getting along with Thursdays. So I would say you would be the better in terms of getting things done according to your date of birth and your the day you were born on. But nonetheless, I would say you and your husband are very, very similar, very different. It tells me, Lovely L, y'all are very private. People can't be knocking on the door because they're in the neighborhood. I don't think that works too well with you, to be honest with you. And there's a slight difference. Your numbers are the 4, 1, and 9, and his numbers are the 4, 1, and 5. So therefore, your best days are always on a Sunday and a Tuesday and a Wednesday, and his best day is on a Sunday, a Tuesday, and a Wednesday. Actually, no, his is Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday. That's what his is, Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday. So you'll have Sunday and Monday in common. So it tells me, with this being your husband, more than likely you married this man on a Sunday, probably in the months of February, June, August, or on a date that added to a 1 or a 4. So give me a feedback and let me know whether I was in the ballpark. But anyway, I wish you both next year you're in Both of y'all are going through the same personal year, so that's a good thing. So both of y'all are going to be entering a 7-cycle year, a year where you'll both step back from everybody, get away from all the drama, the noise, the confusion, the BS, and you'll need to take a trip collectively as a couple where you'll go somewhere where there's the sand, the sea, and the sun, and kind of take a break from everything. Okay, the world is crazy enough as it is, and so with that being said, that's what you would do. Now, this one is from Capri Curry. And Brother Capri, thank you very much. He's born on a Tuesday. He's July the 6th. A lot of famous people are born on this day, from the Dalai Lama to 50 Cent to Sylvester Stallone to you name it. I mean, it's just a whole lot of people born on this day. But anyway, what it tells me is this. If you're born on a Tuesday, you are more assertive kind of Cancer, because Tuesday rules the planet Mars, all right? And so that adds more fire, more assertiveness, more determination, more confidence, which people might think is appearing as being cocky or arrogant, but it's not. And it just simply means that this is why all Cancers aren't pushovers, or Aries aren't forceful, because it depends on the conditions of things, such as the name you carry, the day you're born on. There's a host of other things. This is why you go to professionals like myself and Jackie Levine and Brandon Smith and King Simon and all the other people that I know. And I mean, there's a countless amount of people that will help you get who to understand who you are, because yes, your main numbers are 6, but you're composed of many other numbers, the divisions of your month, the day, and the year, things like that. Because even the year you end in is adding up to a 22, which is a master number, which means if you play your cards right, you can lay some powerful cornerstones and lasting cornerstones toward the end of your journey on this planet Earth. Okay. Your numbers, by the way, are the 6, 2, and 7, and your best days are always on a Friday and a Monday. And thank you for the donation. All right. Okay. Well, Goldie said that's true. Okay. Thank you, Goldie. Thanks for the feedback. Really appreciate that. All right. Okay. And Benefit Boss says KO confirmation. Thank you very much for that, too. Now, this person here is Legendary People Podcast. Their birthday is August the 7th of 1975. What are the best days and how did they figure that out? Simple. Well, everything is simple once you know. I got to be honest with you. So it's easy for me to say that. What you do, the first thing you do is always take your date of birth. You're born on the 7th of the month. I don't care what month it is around the wheel of the calendar, but they're born on the 7th day. So that becomes the most important day, and that day is Monday. Each number rules a day, and 7 rules Monday out of all 7 assigned to us by the Most High. Secondly, I go to the zodiac sign, which in this case, Leo. Well, Leo is ruled by the sun, and there's only one day that governs the sun, and that's Sunday. So your best days are always on a Monday first and a Sunday, although the calendar normally says Sunday, Monday. But as long as it's Monday or Sunday, Sunday or Monday, those are your most significant days. Now, because you are a Leo, and I know Aries and Leos go, well, that's Tuesday, but I wouldn't want to mix up. I'll just say Sunday and Monday. That would be your best days to carry out your plans, okay? And not only that, but then you're going to be entering a 5 personal year, which means you will be at the midway point in your 9-year journey. So that means now you have the opportunity to promote yourself, to explain everything that you're doing, whatever the case is. And I think, did you give me? Okay, good. That's you. And that's how I got it. That's how I figured it out. Each number rules a day. Each sign rules a day. And when you combine it, that's why you're more than just one day. You're more than just one month. So in this case, your best months are always in February, June, July, and August. That comes from the combination of your birthday and your zodiac sign. This is career love. Peace. She was born August the 18th. And their double 9 path, their fiance is born on August 19th. Well, let me tell you this. Any thoughts? Yes. You are a fire sign with a fire number. He is a fire sign with a fire number. That means y'all got enough fire to burn down the place, symbolically, of course. That means if y'all got a lot of heat going, in those, especially in those personal, intimate moments, which is none of my business, that would make all the sense in the world. Where you say, I need a fan and stuff like that. That's all that fire going on up in there. But I tell you this, it does indicate that he, normally I notice in my experience that number 9 women will attract men in uniform, law enforcement, police, construction, security, military, or they handle tools, machines, and instruments. Not to say that your boyfriend is one of these, but that I noticed this pattern from doing this so long with number 9 women. A police will pull you over not to give you a ticket, but to try to get your phone number. Okay, little things like that that 9 women tend to attract men in uniform. Or you yourself may have gone into a career where you wore nurse's uniform, security uniform, law enforcement, things of that nature. But anyway, y'all are both strong-willed, and it's like the alpha, which is his 1, and the omega, which is your 9, and these numbers get along very, very well. Y'all have very strong personalities. You can't push him, and he should learn by now. I don't know how long y'all been together that he can't push you too and think that's going to work. So there will be moments, as they say, I'd love to be the fly on the wall when you'll have moments of disagreements. But at least one thing is clear about this relationship. Y'all are both very honest and direct with each other. So what you'll see is what you get. So in that way, I think that's cool. And thank you for the donation, by the way. All right, so let me go back. Let me see here. Okay. The personal year. I did Lovely L. Yes, I did go to Lee. Okay. And please get the thumbs up. This is Aisha Williams, born February the 6th, 2004, home life and career. Well, you are going to have your career and home life is going to be somewhat subdued, somewhat below the radar, because you'll be entering a 7 personal year for 2024. 7 is a kind of number where you lay back, you reflect, you withdraw from all the noise, the confusion, the drama, the mayhem, all of those things that just kind of make it for chaos, so to speak, in a nutshell. And it's about getting away from people. But this year should have been a year where you focus on your health, your appearance, your hair, your weight, your diet, your schooling and education and home and all those other things that's happening. But now you're ready to withdraw, so to speak, to begin the question of who, what, where, when, why, how, and when is things happening in your life. And also coming up with probably some very strange dreams. But your key numbers, though, are the 6, 2, and 7, and your best days are always on a Friday and a Monday. Thank you. Okay. Okay, Janelle says their drag, she made it clear. So it's your year, okay? So all the dragons out there are going to be good. Now, it's interesting. I think the thing we do when we look for, well, that's not my sign. If that's my sign, I'm going to have a bad year. No. It's what we put in our minds, which is the final outcome of things. I don't care how bad the conditions of things are, you can always weather the storm. It's how you see what they call it, turning lemons into lemonades. You know what I'm saying? It's all depending on your perception of how you look at yourself. This is something I cannot do. For example, if you think you'll always be cursed, if you think you can never find a man, if a guy thinks he can never find a woman, all you're doing is setting that up to become a reality. So instead of thinking that way, just think in a kind of a open space that, yes, you just haven't found that lucky person yet, or that lucky person hasn't found you. But there's always going to be somebody on your radar, and you're going to always somebody on your radar too. It's just when that time occurs. And oftentimes it's when you least expect it. You'll go to a store, bump into somebody, go to a party. You know what I'm saying? I was at an event this weekend where the person met the person just simply because it was a rainy day. Her assignment was canceled. She was a makeup artist. Her friend called, "Won't you come to the party?" And as a result, she went to the party and met her husband. Now they got 2 beautiful girls. So life is very, very interesting, and you got to be open and receptive to it. I think because we watch so many movies, we think everything goes by the script. But you got to understand, a movie's about an hour and a half, 90 minutes, 120 minutes, sometimes longer. So they've got to make every second counts. And so they only got but so much time to tell you the story. So everything is going to go flawlessly like a movie. But in real life, there is no movie. Not the kind of movie you and I used to see it on the screen. No. It's the movie of life that sometimes where the strangest things turned out to be the most interesting things. And the person you paid no attention to All of a sudden you see them later, and all of a sudden, you know, the eyes start going. Life is very interesting, folks. Do not sell yourself short. That's all I can tell you. Don't do that to yourself. You have so much more to offer this world. There is always somebody out here for somebody. And as long as you can't say, I can't find a man, guess what? Especially this year, you won't be able to. For a guy that says, man, I can't find a good woman, you talking like that, still in this year of attraction, guess what? All it is a self-fulfilled prophecy. So what I'm saying is begin to think in more positive ways. Begin to think of the things that you really desire, let go, let God, and let these things come to you. It's very simple. And I've noticed they've got a rash of Dr. Ike, Reverend Ike, who Reverend Eichenbach, a Gemini, who was born in June, and he used to have this church here in Harlem. Actually, it was in Upper Harlem on 175th Street and Broadway. It used to be the old Lowe's Theater. That he kept it packed up in that piece. Okay, but he was talking about the mind. What you see in your mind is what you manifested. The God is within you. Really, and I mean, nowadays, and they question him, and some of them about, well, why are you talking about money? Well, why not have money? That is the thing that is being a challenge. So what I'm saying is the plant you seed in your mind is what will grow in your life in a physical way. So what I'm saying, so plant the seeds of what you want, plant the seeds of what you expect, water it with positivity, water it by staying away from negative people, water it by staying away from anything that you think will distract you from your goals. And eventually those seeds will take hold. You'll see the fruits of your labor. That's all I can tell you. It's all in the mind. It's what you do with your mind. That's very important. So, okay, let's do this. Okay, this young lady says, so free, James Turnett. She says, I finally got you. Yay, thank you. She born November the 15th. Um, is that a guy? Partner 716. We met over the phone. Okay. All right. Here's the thing that's interesting. Um, I'm going to assume it looks like the figure of a gentleman. Okay. So James, excuse me. Yeah, I'm going to say James is probably the middle name of this person. Sylvan Free James. Okay. I'm going to call you James right now because I don't want to mess up your first name. Okay. Anyway, one thing is this. I understand the chemistry about the sparks flying because y'all are both water signs. That's the first thing that came out of me. You are a Scorpio, which is water. She is a Cancer, which is water. Not too long ago, about a month or two ago, I talked about the elements in the zodiac signs, all the elements that relate to each other. In the case of all the water signs of Pisces and Cancer and Scorpio in this case. So also I'm looking at the fact that you are a number 6 and she's a number 7. Now, normally there's a rule that things are at odds like 6s and 7s because 6 is very outgoing. Normally, 7 is very laid back and private. However, her key numbers are the 2, 7, and 6, and your numbers are the 6, 9, and 3. So since you have 6 as a common denominator, I'm willing to bet you when you called her, it was on a Friday or on a 6th, the 15th, or the 24th of the month. Check it out. You probably forgot, but I bet you she remembers, okay? Especially since y'all hit it off. She'll probably say, you, honey, it was a Friday, going Thursday night and a Friday, and you kept me up half the night talking and trying to get all in my business. Women remember stuff like that, okay? Trust me. So don't be pretending. Anyway, so that's what makes the difference. Y'all both have 6 as a common denominator, and that means Friday is the go out on a date. I just met you on a date, get married, get engaged, or whatever the case is. Not that I'm trying to start any stuff, but I think this is interesting. And he felt it was not a coincidence. Normally, things in life are not a coincidence when you look back, okay? I see that you are definitely older than the young lady. Um, but then again, she has a lot of maturity numbers, so that makes sense to me. One day I'm going to explain why. Now, there was a guy I was reading who was 35 years old, dating a woman that was 67 years old. You know, there are reasons for this. There are certain numbers in your name that tells me where you feel that people in relationships that are younger lean towards you. And then there are another set of numbers in your name that tells me why people who are older lean towards you. The operative word is they would be attracted to you. But anyway, I would say That's pretty good. And let's see how things go. I wish you all the best. Okay. So with that being said, let me see. Okay. This person here, thanks for the donation. They want to know about their finances. Well, I got to be honest. You're going through a 9 personal year. So that means finances may be tight. I would say January is going to be what the start of it, because January is in opposition to your number 2, and it indicates getting started and how you get started. So it might be slow going, but I would say somewhere around the second week of June, things should improve tremendously. And it's not bad, because I'm saying 9 is normally challenging, but if you understand, you can work with it. What I'm saying is this: you are normally an earth sign with a water number, which means you're very patient. In a 9 cycle year, that pushes it to impulsiveness. It pushes it to rashness. It pushes it to, well, you said something before you thought about it. So knowing that, it simply means that you can't use the power of your 2 influence, but knowing that everything should be paced, not rushed, and make sure you think before you speak, especially with you approaching a 9 personal year. But it does mean dreams come true, and it does mean long distance trips. And as for your finances, I would say that would occur somewhere around March, May, June, August, and December. Those would be the months. There are weeks in there too, but you should get my Apple Star 8 app. That'll also help you too. Anyway, your lucky numbers are the 2, the 7, and the 5. Okay. Thank you. 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 Okay. Let's see. This is okay. I'm looking at my time. This is Roman Septo, excuse me. Please read the birthday. They are 9997. This is interesting. They put the year first. I guess that's the month's third. Is that the case? But anyway, I'll put it like this. They're born on a Tuesday. 9 rules Tuesday. So this is a very assertive type of Virgo. He's not one no mamby-pamby, play around, real finicky, touchy about his eating habits. He may have some of that, but with that be born on a Tuesday, and that governs his number of 9, because each number, each day in the week governs a number that is assigned to people. And so his birthday or the day he's born on is assigned to that number. And that would just add that fieriness, that temperament, that desire to be the master of his fate, the captain of his ship, not take no stuff from nobody, and tell it the way he sees it. And he was born at 9 p.m., if you notice. So he can be something else. Okay. So what I would say is, my brother, you should wait until 2025, which adds up to a 9. That means almost means about 10 and a half to 11 months from now, as we begin to feel the rays of 2024. I would say you should be well on your way to doing some very, very important things. However, you are going to be going through an 8 personal year, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. You'll be going, no, excuse me, you'll be going through a 7 personal year. So it means the time for you to back up a bit, to kind of look back, think, analyze, question why you do the things you do, take a backward step, go within, meditate, go off somewhere where you can hear yourself think. Uh, just follow some of your hunches. Things are going to come to pass, but you're going to have a very interesting year. But all those lines are very aligned in you. You said you're going into an 8 personal year. 9. Hold on, I do stand corrected. You're going into an 8 personal year. That means you just left a 7. I'm just really looking at everything. So I do see, I still make mistakes as long as I've been doing this, but at least I own up to them. That's the difference. God bless my parents too. They taught me that. Anyway, you're going into an 8 personal year. Now, this is a year of a big move. And if that is the case, that means in 2025, my friends, all the 9s will be in alignment. You'll be in the 9th month, on the 9th day, in a 9 personal year, born on a Tuesday, which is governed to 9, and born at 9 p.m. Okay. So that means that you were born somewhere around in the, that would be, because that's 12 midnight. So that means you were somewhere around the 4th house. your sun is probably in the fourth house at that time of night. That's where your sun is. And that's in the sign of Cancer, too. So that means there is a kind of a gentle side to your nature as far as your personality. But I would not overrode the fact, Roman, that people think they can bogart you and they're going to get away with it. They'll get their feelings hurt. That's all I could tell you. Anyway, thank you. 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 Okay. Let's see. Um, I'm doing something. There's something I'm looking for. Yes, I'm looking for. I hope I can find them. If not, I will go somewhere else. But anyway, anytime you got questions, leave your comments. I'm very open to them to see what there is. There is someone that Jazz reached out to that I don't quite see that I can respond to. Okay. This person left nothing. C. Stevens. They left no birthday, but much appreciated. Very, very much. Thank you very much for that. Okay. This is blessed. Natalie. They're born on March the 12th of 1996. So they are heading into a year that represents a pivotal shift in the energies of how things have been going last year or this year. See, my brain is already in the 2024. But in other words, this particular year that she's wrapped up as mean that she's really had to toe the line, stay within her lane, stay within borders, stay within boundaries, stay within some kind of constriction of some kind that made her deal with what she had in front of her. It's kind of like, I want this, but I need to deal with that. That's kind of the year she is. Well, now she's ready to break free for the year. She's ready to make a pivotal change, a meaningful one. It's going to start in January as it affects her love life, her home life, her finances. In the month of March, her birthday month, you will be in a pregnancy month. Not that I'm trying to start something. I'm just saying I'm looking at the cycle you'll be in, and it simply means that it could be birth to an idea or a business or a plan, or somebody says you're going to be a godmother or an auntie, or all depending on what's going on in your life at this point. But I can tell you this, Natalie, you are a water sign with a 5 number. You will always be blessed not to look your age, and thus I know younger men will be drawn to you. Although you're born in 96, that means nothing. And as you get older, you will become more attractive, and you will find that still there will always be somebody younger trying to hit on you. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Okay, let me see. And I always got to thank the Williams family out of Chicago, and also thank my cousin out of North Carolina, TJ, who's born October the 15th. Thank you always, TJ. You always kind of look out for the family. All right, so I'm gonna do 2 more, and I'm gonna do this one here. That says, would love a quick reading. They follow me on TikTok. Thank you. They're born September 27th. Shauna, can you tell me how my year should be next year for finances? Well, very, very good, since you'll be entering an 8 personal year, and 8 is definitely the symbol of finances. It also means growing up. It also means reconnecting with people you have not seen in quite some time as a result. And normally, 8 represents death or rest from labor. Now that's symbolic. Death means you give something up so you can move on to something else. It's interesting. 8 rules the 8th house, which is Scorpio, which is the death house also too. But in other words, it's going to say that you're going to reach a level of maturity and understanding and perception of really what role you've been playing on life stage. And that will be the most important thing. All righty. So that's what I see. I'm going to do one more. This is K Moore. She is born April the 2nd. So she's entering a 5 personal year, which means she is at the midway point in her 9-year journey in this 9-year cycle. And that means with it is going to be presented opportunities. And sometimes there may be a little at odds in the sense that she is a fire sign with a water number. Now, these are elements that normally cancel each other out. But what it simply means, there'll be days when she's feeling that Aries energy and she ain't taking no prisoners. And there'll be a time where she's feeling that moon energy, which is ruled by the number 2, which rules the number 2, which means she's going to be very sensitive and things of that nature about a lot of things. So on those good days, I give her a hug twice a day. And on those days when it's kind of challenging, I back up a bit and give her some space and let her breathe. Okay. That would be the best way. But she is heading into a year of change, but she's very sensitive, very intuitive, very huggable, lovable, very detailed, and can be ornery when you rub her the wrong way. So I would not take her sweetness for weakness or her kindness for granted. That's about all I'll say with that. All right, I'm going to take one more. I'm going to take one more, and then that would be it. Okay. I'm going to take this one. This is Jay Allen. They are born February the 9th. Could give you info about past lives based on birthdays. I'm not good at past lives. I can tell you this. The best I can do is I can tell you that from your birthday, born on February the 9th, I know your key numbers are the 9, 4, and 1. So what I can do in your past, I can say, you know what? Since you were born in 87, the year that was very important to you was back in 1998, 1999, 2002, then 2007, 2008, then 2000, then 2020. In other words, all those years that I recall, which is your past, based upon your past, represent years that either added up to a 9, a 1 first, or 4 or 9, because those are your numbers, the 9, 1, and 4. Then I can also go backwards too. I can say, you know what? I can tell you that age 10, 13, 18 was very important. Then 19, 22, then 27 was very important. Then after 22, then it was 28, 31, and 36. Why? Because all those ages also added up to either a 1 or a 4 or a 9. So I don't do like, well, one day you were royalty back there, and I don't do. But I can tell you years that occurred in your past, ages that occurred in your past that more than likely are standouts in some way. And the only thing moving forward is such as in this year, you're in a one personal year, a year of new beginnings, new directions, new opportunities. And also that tells me that in next year, with the year of the 9, that will be significant. And I think you'll be in a master number 11. If so, that will definitely take you to a whole nother level. So this year, Jay Allen, will be very similar to what you went through in 2014 and 2015, and the year coming up 2023 and 2024, and before that the year back in 2005 and 2006. All those transitional ages was very important to you too. So everybody, I want to thank you very, very much for this. Let me say this. People have said, Lloyd, won't you put up your banner? I keep forgetting stuff like that. But here we go. Where is it, Lloyd? Okay, there it is. That's all my information. All right. My websites, my LinkedIn, Numbers in You, my app, my online courses. And by the way, today is the last day my course is on sale. It's on sale today. And so let me take this off. So please get that screenshot of it or whatever the case is. And that's it. So this is the course that's on sale. It will end today. It will end today. So 13, 13, 26, 36. So for less than 40 something, for less than $50, you get all three of these courses. For less than, and some of my short readings cost more than this. Okay. So what I'm saying is that you can get all three of these classes. You will own them. They're designed to go at your particular pace. They're the Learn from LLoyd series, How to Read a Person Like a Book, the next step in numerology, and the one that Jazz Aphrodite and I coordinated on called LLoyd's Learn from LLoyd, the Do's and Don'ts of Numerology. And that's picking up momentum. It's been out about a year, but it's really picking up some momentum now. And so you can get these books. Get these classes. They're all on sale right now. Just go to either Lloyd-Strayhorn.com and sign on for all three of them now, or go to Linktree/Numbers in You and sign on there individually, or get all of them. And by the way, speaking of that, my December newsletter is out. Please get that. And for those of you Um, my app numbers, excuse me, a star 8 is being worked out. It takes a lot. Boy, had I known, when you don't know, you think it's 1, 2, 3. Well, I am learning as I go along. That's for sure. But please subscribe. And if you have a problem going directly to Apple or Play Store, you can go directly to my website. It was also designed by Jazz Aphrodite, astar8.com. And if there's any comments or suggestions or glitches, please send them to astar8llc@gmail so I can send them to the developer. He's been out of town on business for about a week or so. So we'll be talking soon so we can get some things straight and you can catch up and answer the questions that I, unfortunately, am not able to answer. For those of you who are seeing me on TikTok, thank you very much for following. And it's very interesting. And by the way, just as I have this class here for 24 hours, I also, if you go to TikTok, I have this class just for beginners to teach you the basics. All righty. And I want to say in closing that the show has been brought to you by, sponsored by King Solomon, my buddy. He has his webinar available. It's a 3-hour recording. Please purchase it. Go to his website there at the bottom. And I also got to thank this beautiful sister, Miss Manifest on Purpose. Her podcasts are amazing. By the way, Jackie Levine has a podcast too, because I heard hers the other day. I was so impressed. That sister got it going on. Well, this sister here has it going on too. So if you want to manifest on purpose, to make the things you want come true, this is the podcast I suggest you go to. So on uh, Google, is on uh, oh boy, what is up today? Today is very interesting, but I've had, anyway, I'm not going to go through that. But anyway, please just subscribe at all your major podcasts, all right? Whether it's Spotify, whether it's Google, whether it's Apple or other Spreaker, please go and make sure you manifest on purpose and see what's in store for your life too. So everybody, I want to thank you very much for joining us. Wednesday, I have my very special guest here, Miss Kalia Washington, and she will be talking about Mercury going direct. So it's interesting. Tomorrow is a new moon day, Tuesday, and then Wednesday is when Mercury goes retrograde for the next 21 days, going into the very first part of 2024. So everybody, I want to thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. You'll have a very nice day. I did a lot of things at the last minute, so I explained some of my things. So for that, I apologize, but I'm human. Okay? Take care.